Well, I have a couple of updates for you and also a word of encouragement. First, the updates. We are extending the campus closure through April 30th. This is just in keeping with the orders of the county and not something that's unexpected, and we're happy to do it to be able to keep people safe and slow the spread of the virus, and we're counting on you staying safe through this whole process as well. In addition to that, as part of an update for our staff and faculty and administrators, we just want to make clear that we do not see on any horizon, we don't see any point beyond which we will need to change pay or the number of people who are employed or anything like that. So full-time, part-time, salaried, hourly, we do not see any of that changing anytime for the foreseeable future. We want you to know that because we want you to have a sense of how secure your job is, because we know in the environment in which we're living right now, not everyone feels that security. So we're grateful the Lord has provided for us so that we can provide for you in that way. And we are just prayerfully considerate that the Lord will continue to provide. That said, there's also an update for the students that you'll want to be aware of. First of all, just a practical item. We have extended the last date to withdraw from class to April 24th. There's some work involved in being able to do that, and we know how complex the situation has become since the shelter-in-place order. And so we want to make sure you have time to think through what you're doing and make your decisions carefully, and also get take the steps that are necessary to follow that course of action if you choose it. So last day to withdraw from class has changed to April 24th. It used to be April 1st. So you might want to keep that in mind. You'll receive an email following this that will update you on that as well, so you can be looking for that. Additionally, for students, especially graduates, I should mention, absolutely first, May 16th, we will confer degrees to those who've completed their requirements. So you're able to complete your requirements. You will receive your degree on May 16th, just as you anticipated before. Now, the commencement ceremony itself, obviously, is not going to take place the way we had originally planned it. That's very disappointing for us. We have held out as long as we possibly can, but it's just not going to be possible for us to do it the way we had planned. So it will be postponed for another date. And in fact, both for May 16th and for that postponed ceremony, when you can actually walk across the platform, we would seek your input. So there will be a survey coming to you as a senior that we encourage you to look at as quickly as you can and respond to, so that you can have a voice in the steps that we'll be taking, so that we can celebrate appropriately your very significant accomplishment. All that now aside, let me also say this as a word of encouragement. There are so many different things to focus on when something like this is happening. People look at the disease and they see that as the most important reality that's going on in their circumstance right now. Other people see the economy and view that as the most important reality that's going on in their circumstance right now. But we're believers. And so we always have one thing that is the most important element of any circumstance in which we find ourselves. That one thing is what Paul is talking about when he says not only that we should rejoice, but rejoice in the Lord. And rejoice in the Lord always. And he says that and puts it in the context of this. He says, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. And then let your moderation be known to all men. But why? Because the Lord is at hand. And I think, and in that context, and this makes sense in light of what Paul had said before, I think he means more than just the Lord may come back at any moment. It's not just the Lord is at hand in his second coming, although that's always the case. It's always the imminent return of Christ. But it's also that the Lord is right here. He is currently present with us. And so the most important ingredient in any believer's life, the reason we rejoice, the reason we show our self-control, our restraint in every circumstance, is because we know no matter what else is present in that circumstance, the most important reality in it is the Lord. And so we put our trust in him, and he has never failed. He has proven himself faithful throughout our lives. He has proven himself faithful in this circumstance. And I encourage you to continue to place your trust in him and let people see that's where your hope lies.